Welcome back, everyone. Today we're breaking down the 4 reasons you're losing at slots and how to fix them. Reason number 1, the illusion of control. You think pressing the button at exactly the right moment matters. You think switching machines after a cold streak will help. You believe timing your spins affects the outcome. You're convinced that stopping the reels manually gives you an edge. None of it matters, not even a little bit. Research on pathological gamblers reveals something disturbing. They have a significantly stronger illusion of control than non-gamblers. They genuinely believe they can influence outcomes that are completely random. And this isn't just a casual belief. Brain imaging studies show that when people play slots, their decision-making regions activate as if they're playing a skill game, even though they're not. Here's what's actually happening. The random number generator determines your outcome before you even touch the button. The spinning reels are just animation, visual theater. The result is already decided. The RNG cycles through hundreds or even thousands of numbers every single second. When you press that button, you're not affecting the outcome. You're just revealing what was already determined. Studies comparing different gambling types found something interesting. Sports betting shows the strongest link to illusion of control. But slot machines are deliberately engineered to create this same false sense of control. The buttons, the timing, the ability to stop the reels. All of it is designed to make you feel like you're doing something that matters. When researchers asked experienced gamblers to verbalize their thoughts while playing, the results were revealing. Players constantly referenced skill, strategy, timing, and control. They talked about feeling when the machine was ready to pay, about knowing when to switch machines, about having a system. None of it was real. All of it was illusion. The game is 100% mathematics, 0% skill. But your brain refuses to accept this. Why? Because humans are pattern-seeking machines. We see causation where only randomness exists. The act of pressing a button creates a false sense of agency. Your brain thinks, I did something, therefore I influenced the outcome. Wrong. Studies on newer skill-based slot machines reveal how powerful this illusion is. Researchers compared traditional slots to skill-based machines with video game elements. The payout structures were identical. But players on skill-based machines believed practice would improve their results. They wagered more aggressively. They played longer. They lost more money, all because the illusion of control was stronger. This isn't harmless self-deception. The illusion of control is defined as an expectancy of personal success probability inappropriately higher than objective probability would warrant. It's a skill-chance confusion. And it keeps you playing despite mounting losses because you genuinely believe you're getting better. Learning the patterns, developing an edge. You're not. The fix is simple but psychologically difficult. Accept that you have zero control over outcomes. None. Stop wasting mental energy on timing, rituals, or patterns. Don't machine hop thinking it will change your luck. The next machine is running the same mathematics as the last one. Focus on what you actually can control. Your bankroll, your time limits, which games you choose based on RTP, your bet size, when you walk away. Those are the only variables you control. If you want to feel in control and exercise actual skill, play poker or blackjack instead. Slots are pure chance. Treat them that way. Reason number 2, you're chasing losses. You lose $100. You think, I just need to win it back. You increase your bet size. You play longer than planned. You hit the ATM. You end up losing $300 instead of $100. This is the most common and most expensive mistake slot players make. Loss chasing is defined as the tendency to continue or intensify gambling after losing. It's not just a bad habit. It's a key clinical symptom in gambling disorder, a central feature that separates recreational players from problem gamblers. Here's what the research shows. 70% of gamblers engage in loss-chasing behavior. That's not a small minority, that's the majority of players. And the consequences are severe. Loss chasers lose 3 to 4 times more money than non-chasers. Same games, same odds. 3 to 4 times the losses, simply because they couldn't walk away. The psychology behind this is well documented. People feel losses approximately 2 times more intensely than equivalent gains. This is called loss aversion, and it drives completely irrational risk-taking behavior. Losing $50 feels twice as bad as winning $50 feels good, so you'll take bigger risks to avoid that painful feeling of loss, even when those risks make your situation worse. Brain imaging studies reveal what's happening inside your skull when you chase losses. The scans are clear. Loss chasing activates emotional centers, not rational decision-making areas. When you're chasing, you're literally not thinking clearly. You're operating on pure emotion. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought and impulse control, essentially goes offline. Here's how the spiral works. You start with a reasonable $50 budget. You lose it in 20 minutes. Now you face a choice. Walk away down $50 or try to get it back. That $50 loss is eating at you. It feels unfair, frustrating, painful. So you think just 50 more to win back the first 50. You lose that too. Now you're down $100. And here's where the psychology gets really dangerous. The stakes feel higher now. That $100 loss looms larger in your mind than the original 50. The pain is worse. The desperation is stronger. You continue escalating, betting bigger, playing faster, getting more emotional with each loss. Studies tracking actual gambling behavior with player tracking data found something revealing. After losing, players increased their speed of play. They played faster, not slower, not more carefully, faster. This speed increase may reflect an urge to continue gambling, an expression of loss chasing. Get to that next spin quicker. Maybe that one will turn it around. One landmark study put participants in a controlled gambling environment. 34% were categorized as chasers. They continued playing until they lost all their money. The game was specifically designed so that losing everything was inevitable if you played long enough. The chasers played long enough. The non-chasers walked away. Same game, different outcomes based entirely on whether they chased or not. The worst realization? Some players hit ATMs multiple times in a single session. The pattern is predictable. Lose the first 50, withdraw 50 more, lose that, withdraw 100, lose that, withdraw 200. By the end of the session, they've lost $400 or $500, all in a desperate attempt to recover that original $50 loss. The fix requires discipline and preparation. Set a strict loss limit before you start playing. Write it down, make it concrete. When you hit that limit, you're done. No exceptions, no negotiations with yourself, no, just one more spin. Done. Leave cards and extra cash at home. Only bring your predetermined amount in cash. Physical cash creates a psychological barrier that cards don't. When the cash is gone, you're forced to make a deliberate decision to go get more. That extra step gives your rational brain a chance to engage. Take a mandatory 24-hour break after any significant loss. This is critical. When you're emotional, when that loss is fresh and painful, that's when you're most vulnerable to making terrible decisions. Give yourself time to cool down, to think clearly, to accept the loss and move on. The machine doesn't owe you anything back. That's the fundamental truth you have to accept. Previous results don't influence future spins. The machine has no memory, no sense of fairness, no obligation to pay back what it took from you. Accept losses as the expected cost of entertainment, because that's what they are. Reason number 3, volatility mismatch. You have a $100 bankroll. You sit at a high volatility slot. 15 minutes later, you're broke. You think the machine is rigged. You think you're unlucky. You think the casino is cheating. None of those things are true. You chose the wrong game for your bankroll. That's it. Volatility refers to how often a slot pays out and the size of those payouts. It's a fundamental design characteristic. Not luck, not randomness in the sense you're thinking about. Design. High volatility slots pay infrequently, but offer larger wins when they do pay. Low volatility slots pay often, but in smaller amounts. Medium volatility sits somewhere in between. Here's the brutal mathematics. High volatility slots can easily have 50 to 100 plus losing spins in a row. That's not unusual. That's normal for the volatility design. If you're betting $1 per spin, you need at least $100 just to survive those spins. And that's just to survive, not to enjoy yourself, not to have a chance at winning, just to make it through the inevitable dry spell. The rule is straightforward. High volatility requires a bankroll of 200 to 300 times your bet size as a minimum. Low volatility needs maybe 50 to 100 times your bet size. So if you're betting $1 per spin on a high volatility game, you need $200 to $300 minimum. Not recommended, required. If you have less, you're going to bust out. It's mathematics. Research tracking thousands of actual players found clear patterns. 60% of casual players unknowingly choose high volatility games. They don't check. They don't know to check. They just see a machine that looks fun and sit down. Then they wonder why their money disappeared so fast. The data is unambiguous. High volatility with small bankroll equals average 20 minutes until broke. Low volatility with the same bankroll equals average 90+ minutes of play. Same money, 4.5 times longer playtime just by choosing appropriate volatility. The psychology working against you is simple but powerful. High volatility games advertise massive maximum wins. You see $100,000 max win in huge flashing numbers. That number bypasses your rational brain entirely. Your emotional brain takes over. The excitement of that potential big win outweighs any rational consideration of your actual bankroll, or the probability of hitting that maximum win, which is essentially zero for most players. Marketing for these games is specifically designed this way. Focus on maximum payout, maximum potential, maximum jackpot. Never focus on expected experience. Never focus on how many spins you'll need to even have a chance. Never focus on what happens in the 99.99% of sessions where you don't hit that jackpot. Here's what most players don't understand. Two players can sit at slots with identical RTP, same return to player percentage, but wildly different experiences. Player A on low volatility has steady small wins, plays for 90 minutes, loses slowly, has fun. Player B on high volatility has nothing for 45 minutes, then hits a decent win, then nothing for another 45 minutes, loses everything. Hates the experience. Same RTP, completely different results because of volatility. The fix is mathematical and requires discipline. Always check volatility rating before playing. It's usually listed in the game information or pay table. Match volatility to your actual bankroll, not the bankroll you wish you had, the one you actually have. Small bankroll, $50 to $200. Low to medium volatility only. No exceptions. Medium bankroll, $200 to $500. Medium volatility, large bankroll, 500 plus. Now you can consider high volatility if you want the risk. Calculate this before you play. Take your total bankroll, divided by your bet per spin. That's how many spins you can afford. High volatility games need a minimum cushion of 200 spins. More is better. If your calculation shows less than 200 spins possible, you cannot afford that game at that bet size. Period. If you want longer playtime, choose low volatility. If you want big win potential, bring an appropriate bankroll. Or don't play at all. Those are your options. Hoping your small bankroll will get lucky on high volatility isn't strategy, it's fantasy. Reason number 4, the speed trap. Modern slot machines can process 600 to 900 spins per hour. That's 10 to 15 spins per minute. One spin every 4 to 6 seconds. You're wagering money faster than your brain can process what's happening. This speed is not accidental. It's deliberately engineered to maximize your losses. At moderate speed, you can spin the reel 700 times per hour on modern machines. Some players double that rate. They hit 1,200 spins per hour. That's 20 spins per minute, one spin every 3 seconds, for hours, and they don't even realize how fast they're playing. Here's the mathematics. 10 spins per minute times $1 per spin times 60 minutes equals $600 per hour wagered. At 94% RTP, that's $36 per hour in losses. Every hour, as long as you keep playing at that speed. Now slow it down. Same player, same game, forced to slow down to 3 spins per minute. 3 times $1 times 60 minutes equals $180 per hour wagered. At 94% RTP, that's $10.80 per hour in losses. Same game, same odds, same player, 3 times the losses simply from speed. The only variable is how fast you press the button. Research on autoplay features confirms the danger. When casinos offered autoplay, total gambling activity increased by approximately 7 to 9%. Players bet more money when they removed human decision points, when they let the machine just run, when they gave up control of the speed. The psychology is brutal. Fast play prevents rational cost-benefit analysis between spins. There's no time to think, no time to evaluate, no time to decide if you want to continue. The rapid reward cycles activate dopamine more frequently. Your brain lights up over and over, and your rational thinking shuts down. Studies confirm that slot machines combine animations, sound effects, graphics, and bonuses specifically designed to make you forget your surroundings. You fall into what researchers call a trance state, or the zone, or machine zone. You lose track of time, you lose track of money. You play faster and longer without conscious awareness of either. Casino operators understand this perfectly. They've studied it extensively. The research they've done shows that players don't experience house edge as a percentage, they experience it as loss per hour. So newer games have faster processors, faster animations, faster everything. Producing more spins per hour. Combined with rising hold percentages, this creates substantial increases in loss per hour without changing the RTP at all. Think about how this compounds. Faster processors mean more spins mean more money wagered. More money wagered means more losses, even at the same percentage. Then they also increase the hold percentage, so you're playing faster and losing a higher percentage. Double impact on your wallet. Two players walk into a casino with identical budgets, play identical games with identical odds. Player A plays fast, 12 spins per minute, 720 spins per hour, wagering $360 at 50 cents per spin. At 94% RTP, loses $21.60 per hour. Player B plays slow, 4 spins per minute, 240 spins per hour, wagering $120 at 50 cents per spin. At 94% RTP, loses $7.20 per hour, 3 times the losses from speed alone. After a 4-hour session, Player A lost $86.40. Player B lost $28.80. Same budget, same game, $57.60 difference because one player couldn't slow down. The fix requires forced slowdowns and conscious effort. Manually control every single spin. Never use autoplay under any circumstances. That feature exists for one reason: to separate you from your money faster. Force yourself to pause 5 to 10 seconds between spins. This feels unnatural at first. The game wants you to play faster, the design encourages it. Fight that urge. Look away from the screen between spins. Take a breath. Process what just happened. Consciously decide if you want to continue. Set a maximum spins per minute limit before you start. 4 to 5 spins per minute is reasonable. That's 12 to 15 seconds between spins. Use your phone timer if you need to. Count your spins. After every 20 spins, take a mandatory 2-minute break. Stand up, walk around, check your phone. Break the trance. Slower play equals more entertainment value per dollar. That's the reality. If you can't slow down, if you find yourself automatically hitting the button as fast as possible, the game is controlling you, not the other way around. And when the game is in control, you lose.